Our daughter Kelly was diagnosed with a terminal condition when she was a year old. I looked at the doctor, and just by him putting his head down and taking his glasses off, I knew something was very serious. He looked at me and he said, "Your daughter has mitochondrial disease." Being a nurse myself, I somewhat knew what mitochondrial disease was, but I never really thought about it. I never really thought this could happen to us. This could happen to my daughter. And what I first did was I asked, okay, what do we have to do? Where do we have to go? How can this be treated? And the next thing I knew, there were 10 doctors in the room, which was very, very scary. By looking at her x-rays and her MRI, they said she had 3 to 4 months to live. Again, I was just on fast forward at the time. I wouldn't let myself think about anything else, but what do we have to do? What medication? Where's the treatment? What doctors do we have to go to? Do we have to go to Europe? Where do we have to go? What do we have to do? As the days, months went on, she got sicker. We needed nursing care to help us. She started with seizures. She needed a lot of medication around the clock. She wouldn't eat. She couldn't eat anymore. She needed a G-tube, and she lost the ability to speak. She never walked. Over 20 medications a day. Every hour she takes something different. Some days I don't know if we could make it to tomorrow. It was so difficult, and Kelly was just getting sicker and sicker. With this disease, you either plateau or you go downhill. And as she got older, we needed to have a wheelchair accessible van to bring her to her doctor's appointments and to school and to whatever we needed to do. The transmission went, and we learned we needed a new transmission, which was going to be several $100s. We had obviously our electricity bill had been increased. We had several $100s in co-pays for medications. And we always had to worry about the electricity. If the electricity ever went out, we obviously would need to put her on her backup battery, which would only last for a few hours. And we had a small powered gasoline generator, which stalled all the time, and it was not reliable. And when Hurricane Sandy came, because of the power issues, we ended up in the hospital for over a week because there's no electricity, and it's electricity she needs to live, basically. We were kind of at wit's end. We didn't know what to do, where to go, how to do it. Everything just became so difficult. And then the Paul Jackson Fund stepped in, and they helped us see the light. Basically, they helped us with our co-pays for medications, which was a huge help for us. They helped us get the transmission of the van fixed so that Kelly can go to school, Kelly can go to her doctor's appointments. And they also stepped in and found us a company to help us with a generator, Trinity Solar. They did all the research, they looked into all these things, and now, it's actually been a year now, we've had the generator. We now have peace of mind knowing that if the power ever goes out and we ever have another storm, that we're safe and we can stay home. We don't need to worry about going to the hospital. We will have the electricity needed to run her machines and anything else that we may need. So if it wasn't for the Paul Jackson Fund, I don't know where we would be right now. They've helped us so much. It's very difficult when you have a sick child. Of course, you think, it'll never happen to us. It can't happen to me. And then to know that there are people out there that will help. And that was the Paul Jackson Fund for us. We would like to thank the Paul Jackson Fund from the bottom of our hearts for everything they've done for us. We may not be where we are today if it wasn't for their assistance in the time that we needed them the most. So thank you so much. Words can't express how thankful we are. Thank you.